So I have a little presentation and then I can send this to you guys after if you want it. All right, so time management for moms. Create more time for you. So we're gonna start with kind of like, what are your thoughts on time right now as they are? So when I talk about like the time in a day, the time in a year, the time in a week, the time in a month, what comes up for you? So I just want you to write down all the thoughts that you have related to time. I'm gonna set a timer for a minute. And if the timer doesn't go off yet, I want you to ask yourself again, like, what are my thoughts on time? Because sometimes when we just like stop ourselves, we don't come up with everything. Okay, and it doesn't have to be in complete sentences. Nobody's gonna see it. It's just for you. All right?
Okay.
Yes.
Ready? All right, go.
We're not ready.
Okay. So Britt, if you want to keep writing, if you have more things, feel free. So kind of like look at it and see like, what are your like main thoughts on time? Like if you look at the list that you wrote, what are the main thoughts that you think? Nicole, you can like type it in the chat or you can unmute if you want to unmute.
I feel like my biggest thing on time, my thoughts on it is that it just goes by so fast.
Okay. Do you like
think
that it goes by so fast or no?
What?
Do you like that or no? Like, do you like that it goes by fast?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have like anxiety because of it. I just think that I'm always like thinking about the next thing.
Mhm.
So my time, I'm always feeling like I'm running out of time for things.
Okay. So I think that's more the thought that would cause you anxiety is like, I'm running out of time. Like I don't have enough time to get it all done. Yeah. That's like the big thought we're gonna talk about actually. Britt, do you have a different thought?
I'm an unfortunately big procrastinator. It's bad.
Yeah.
But like I always get it done, but I always just like, I'll get it done. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to get it done. And I always like let things pile up. So I feel like structure is really important.
Mhm.
Don't worry, my
Oh.
husband's taking care of the baby.
No worries.
He's with the baby. She's not abandoned.
No worries at all.
But yeah, I think like planning and structure are really important because you kind of just if you don't have structure, I feel like that's when I get to be procrastinated.
Yeah. How do you feel when you like wait till the last minute? Like, how does that make you feel? Do you like
It's
it
like,
or no?
I feel like I get the job done just as good. See, here's the thing. If I get it done too early, I overanalyze. But then when I wait to the last minute, it gets done good, but it ends up being like stressful,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like a toss between the two.
I have a whole like class on this, and procrastination is like one of the parts. I can just like send you that too if you want.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to show you, this is called the model, and it starts with the circumstance, and the circumstance is like anything in our lives that we don't control. And then we all have different thoughts about circumstances. Our thoughts that we have in our head create our feelings that we have. Like I think Nicole said, like there's not enough time, and that causes you to feel anxiety. And then when we feel certain things, we do certain actions or we don't do certain actions. And then there's a result that comes from that. And all of the results in our lives come from our thoughts. Okay, so if we learn to kind of manage our thoughts,
All
then
these
we
actions are
can
me.
create anything that we want in our lives. What, Nicole?
Like literally every single action you have here is me.
Yeah, so let me go through. This is everybody. So in a 24-hour day, our thought, like the major thought I feel like is there's never enough time or something like that. The feeling that we feel when we think there's not enough time is stressed. And then these are the things that I do. I rush. And when I rush, I make mistakes.
Mhm.
I have to fix my mistakes. I'm short with my children. Like I might like yell at my kids instead of ask them nicely to do something.
Mhm.
And then when I do that, they're like mad at me and they're less likely to kind of like go along with what I'm asking them to do. But sometimes I overeat when I'm stressed. I overuse social media when I'm stressed because I don't like that feeling. So I'm trying to like,
My husband just started dying laughing over the social media one because
yeah.
that's so me.
Yeah, because
He
we
just
don't.
starts dying like he's like
Is he taking notes? That's
"Oh."
so funny.
He's like, that's so you. I'm like, yeah, it is.
We overdrink or we shop online. The other thing we don't do is like, if we feel like there's not enough time, we don't plan our day out because we're like, I don't have time for that. But if you think
Yeah.
about it, when you plan your day out, you like put it in an organized way. Like I'm going to put the laundry in first thing in the morning so that when the baby's napping, I can fold it and it's like ready to go. So, but we don't plan our day out when we're stressed. The other thing we don't do is we don't take breaks that give us energy. And then when we don't take breaks, we have less energy, which gives us less time to get the things done that we need to do. We don't make food that gives us energy, like we might order out and get pizza, and then you eat a lot of food and you feel tired. The other thing we do when we're stressed is we complain about how stressed we are. When we're complaining about being stressed, we're not actually doing the thing that we need to be doing. So when you do all those things, the result is you don't have enough time. You literally think there's never enough time and you're giving yourself that result of not having enough time. Is there anything else that you do when you feel like there's not enough time that maybe I missed or something you don't do? You feel like there's not enough time?
Sometimes I over plan in general. Like I go from like one extreme to another. I either am just like doing nothing and being unproductive, or I'm like overly productive where I think I could get everything done in one day, where I just like write a list and I think it's going to get done. And then I just like set myself up for disappointment. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And it's like Monday, I'm like kind of like, or then Tuesday. And then like Thursday rolls around. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't get anything done. And I start freaking out. And I think I could do everything that I was supposed to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like classic.
Yeah. And I'm going to teach you, like, I plan my week out every single week and I like spread everything out. And that just helps me not have to do everything on Sunday, like the day before I go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to think the opposite feeling of stressed. So that might be relaxed, at ease, serene, calm. This is like, as a mom, kind of how we want to feel. There's like so much going on around us. Like think about being that mom that's like calm when our kid is like having a tantrum or like whatever. So if you think about yourself being like that and think about it in time wise, this is kind of like what we want to create. So the thought that kind of like gives me calm is I have plenty of time. And when you think that thought, you feel relaxed. So if you woke up in the morning and you had like a long to-do list and you thought to yourself, there's not enough time, like think that thought, like, don't you feel that stress in your body?
Yep.
Yeah.
But when you think I have plenty of time, how does that feel in your body?
That's kind of like where I'm at now. I'm like, I have so much time. And now like I go back to work August 16. I'm like, holy shit, I don't have time.
Right. But you
You
have
know?
plenty of time to like get everything done in like a day. Like if you look at your to-do list.
Yeah. I think like sometimes when you like just in general, when you make a list, you think it's either going to take longer or shorter than it actually does. Sometimes I'll make this long list and it stresses me out that I'm not going to get everything done. And then I procrastinate and don't do it. And then I actually do the task. I'm like, oh, that took like 5 minutes. Why didn't I just do it
Yes.
when I was supposed to? Like
I just
took
did a
2
I
seconds.
just did a video on that yesterday, actually. Yeah.
It's like, because you think in your head it's gonna be harder than it is
Right.
to do, or like it's gonna take longer. And then when you actually do it, you're like, oh, that's what I
Right.
procrastinated for the last month. Like it wasn't that bad.
And when you procrastinate too, you're always thinking about it and you're draining yourself of energy when you do that because you like see it and you're like, oh, I need to do that. I need to do that. You literally like are losing energy by thinking about it. Just do it.
Yeah.
But I am definitely, that's our next thing that I'm going to help you with. So if our circumstance, again, still 24-hour day, and if we think I have plenty of time, we feel relaxed. And these are the actions that you might take. So you might plan out your day. And again, when you plan out your day, you're going to put things in the best order. You're going to focus on the task at hand. So everyone thinks multitasking is a good thing to do, but it's not. If you focus on one thing at a time, you take your time and you only have to do things once because you're doing the best job that you possibly can on that one thing. And then you move on to the next thing. What we might do, this is what I do sometimes, is like I'm sitting there working on like my classwork and then I get a text. So I pick up my phone and I like my train of thought, I lose it. And then I have to go back to my classwork. So like just focusing on one thing at a time, which I know is hard with babies, but like as best you can. Then we're taking our time and only doing things once. We speak more calmly to our children. Like think about when you're stressed out, the way you talk to your kids as opposed to when you're feeling calm. And like just think about their response to you, regardless of what mood they're in, like it's such a better response. If we feel relaxed, we take a break to energize ourselves. We make meals that energize us, and we do less buffering. That means like less looking on our phone, less overeating, shopping, or drinking. So we do less of that when we feel more relaxed, because a lot of times we do those things to stop feeling stressed. And then the result when we think I have plenty of time is that you had plenty of time to get everything done. All right, so more thoughts on time. So I just want you to write down for you, because you guys are kind of like a different spectrum, I feel like, and everybody's different for what they need. How do you want to feel about time? So like what emotion on like an average day do you want to feel about time? I gave you relaxed as an example. And then next to each emotion, I want you to write down the thought you would need to think to feel that emotion. So Britt, this one might be better for you. Organized is how you want to feel about your time. And then your thought to get organized is I plan my time well. Are there any other feelings that you guys might want to feel about time besides calm or organized?
What about in control of it?
Yes, that one's so good. So what do you have to think to feel in control of your time?
I have more time, or like I have enough time.
Yeah, I have enough time to get everything done. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's kind of like how I was saying earlier, that when I finally get something done, I'm like, oh, that took not as long as I thought. So if you tell yourself it's not going to take as much time, you're more likely to go ahead and just tackle it, you know?
Yeah. So like what emotion would that be? Motivated?
Yeah, motivated and You're like confident in your chat. You're like confident about it.
Okay, confident. Like I can get this done easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Because if that's kind of like what's blocking you,
Mm-hmm.
is like getting it done. So
Yeah.
write down the one that we said that you like the best, because that we're not going to just like change our thoughts like that. It takes a long time because you've been thinking the thought like there's never enough time, or Britt like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. You guys have been thinking that thought for a really long time. So we have to practice thinking the thought for it to actually become part of who we are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Nicole, what actions do you want to take with your new thought of like being your new emotion of being in control? What actions do you want to take instead of what you're doing right now?
I think organization and pre-planning.
Yeah.
And really like, because my biggest hurdle is like the thought of it. I know I have a bunch of stuff to do and I just don't do it. Like I hate doing the dishes and I hate doing laundry. So I just let it sit all week and I don't do it because I'm like, I don't want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I should. And it's like, because I think like, oh, I only have so much time to do this stuff and I don't want to do it. Like,
Right.
so I literally just don't do stuff. Like my house will be messy until like I know someone's coming over.
Mm-hmm. So you
But I don't like, but
procrastinate too.
it bothers me that I'm like that. Like I think about it every day, how much it bothers me that I'm pretty much lazy about taking care of my house. And then my kids will see me as that they grow up like with that habit, and that bothers me too.
Mm-hmm.
I have hired a cleaner, but she doesn't do my laundry or dishes. So maybe that's something I could work on.
Yeah, you can focus on that. Britt, what actions do you want to take with your emotion that you're choosing and your thought?
She muted.
I don't know. I can't see it. Britt, you're muted.
Sorry, I didn't realize I hit the button. I know like confidence is kind of like a weird thing to say with organization, but for me, it's kind of like sometimes I could be a little bit of a perfectionist, and I'm just like for instance, I've been living in my house for I don't know, like a year and a half, and I still don't have like my dining room done, this, that, and I know it takes time. Something as little as that, where I'm like, why didn't I just order the curtains? Because I like will look and look and look and look, and then I'm like, it's not perfect enough, and then I just don't do it, and then it's just like empty. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something so stupid like that, or I'll just like if this sounds so stupid, but like if I need like a dress for a weekend or something, and I'll look and look and look and look, and I'm like, ugh, I'm over it, and I just won't do it, and then I'll have to just order something anyway, like the day before. Does that make sense? I don't know what else to compare it. This is so stupid, but like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I do. So what you want to work on doing is making decisions strongly and quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So just like be confident with your decision. Don't overanalyze it, because it's
have your own back.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, it's like not, I don't know if that's good enough. It's not perfect enough. So I just won't do it. And then it's just like, it doesn't get done. And then it gets done half-assed, and it doesn't turn out the way you want it to anyway. So you should have just went with like, just like make the decision and keep it moving is like kind of where
exactly. Awesome. Love it. Okay, so moving forward, so you wrote down your thought and you wrote down your emotion. So these are some things you can do to like ingrain them into your head, because the old thought is still going to be there. So write down your new thought in one of these ways. You can make a vision board with the thought in the center and you completing the actions you like around it. And you can do that in words, or you can do it with pictures, whatever you like. I'm not an artist, so I would do it with words. You can just write your new thought on sticky notes and put them around your house or in your office, wherever you like think that thought. Send yourself a reminder a few times a day on your phone. That's what I've been doing with like my eating. I just like have a thought that I'm trying to put into my head. So I get reminders like 3 times a day on my phone. each morning, say the thought to yourself and visualize yourself going through your day with your new belief. You have to start your day with like, okay, today this is happening, like this is what I'm thinking, and these are the things that I'm going to do. And visualize yourself doing those things, and then you're more likely to get it done and not procrastinate. And then write down all the evidence you can think of that your new belief is true. So for example, if your new thought is, I organize my time well, the evidence might be, I plan out my schedule each week, I plan my meals for each day, I plan my workouts for the week, I know who's dropping Sally off and when to pick her up, I communicate my schedule to my husband or whomever. So like, you can't just start trying to believe a thought, you have to think of evidence to prove that that's right. Like Nicole, when you were just saying that you're lazy, like I want to challenge you that that's a thought that you're thinking about yourself. And I'm going to ask you, like, tell me ways today that you were not lazy.
Like you're asking me?
Yeah. Like, how are you not lazy today?
Just playing with Jay all day, being active. We had friends over, so I quickly cleaned the house, made dinner, got JJ and the girls dinner, had him take a bath, and got him ready for bed still by 7 o'clock.
And you're here.
And I'm here. Yes, great point.
Okay. So I just want to challenge you with that thought, saying you're lazy, that doesn't feel good to you, does it?
Well, I feel like I'm lazy with certain things because I know in terms of like being like I'm not a lazy mom, but I'm a lazy person for being like a household person,
Right. And which do you care more about?
being a better mom.
Right. So have your own back. Like calling yourself lazy is not helpful to you.
Yeah.
But knowing like I'm a good mom and I could care less if the dishes are done. Because if that's the truth, you don't really care that much, then that's it. It's okay.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. You get to decide like what you choose to think about. All right. So now we're going to plan a week. You ready?
Oh boy.
So this is what I do every single Sunday. And this is how I stay like organized and not procrastinate. So the first thing is thought download. On a blank piece of paper, I want you to make 2 columns. On the left side, I want you to write things that I have to do. And on the right side, I want you to write things that I want to do. And you're going to fill in each column for the next week. Okay. I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes and don't leave anything out. So like if you think you're done, again, ask yourself, what else do I want to do? What else do I have to do in the next week? Okay.
You say 1 minute?
3 minutes.
Okay.
Do you want more time?
No, I mean,
Yeah, if you do want to add more things later, you can, but just for the purpose of tonight. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. Go.
Can't think of anything else. Is Brittany still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm here.
Alright.
I just finished my list.
Yeah, I think I'm done too.
Okay. All right, so now look at your list of the things you have to do. Are there any things on there that you are shoulding yourself? Oops. And you guys, like this, I'm so glad you're hearing this, like as new moms, there's gonna be so many things that we like think that we should do as a mom, and like, just try to like watch yourself. Don't like think you should do anything, because there's no rules about being a mom at all. It's just whatever works for you.
I feel
So-
like all my tasks are nothing to do with Jay though.
Yeah,
You
but
mean
I
they're
feel
like around the house kind of things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
know what you mean.
Did you put
It's
down
more like
anything
personal
that you-
things.
Did you put down things that you want to do with him?
No.
Okay. Well, that's okay. You can do that after if you want. But so like cross off anything that you're like saying, I should do this. That you don't have to do. Like nobody's making you do it. But you just feel like you have to be, I don't know, like you have to like plan like the perfect birthday party, or you have to like
Yeah, what you're saying.
hang out with like a group of moms that you like really don't care to hang out with. Or like call someone that you're like, I really don't want to. Or clean or do the dishes or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, get some paper plates, Nicole.
Oh, that's a
great
good
idea.
solution.
Yeah, are there things on there that you think you have to do, but you really want to do? Okay, so now look at your have to do side. And this is like all about our thoughts. If we say, oh, I have to do that, we don't want to do it as much. So like, do you want to clean your kitchen so that you feel calm when you walk into it? And you can, and so you can find what you need. Do you know what I mean? So like, are there things that you put down that you have to do, but you actually truly want to do them? Maybe it could be
Yeah.
something like for your house, Britt, maybe like you're putting like you have to order curtains, which puts like more pressure on you. But like,
Mhm.
you want to order curtains. You want to find a good, nice pair of curtains to hang in your dining room.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't want to do it and that's why you haven't done it yet.
Yeah. I think it comes down to like just like being a perfectionist and just
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody
So-
cares about your curtains but you.
Yeah, just like get them and like move on. Like just get them and move on is what it is.
You're gonna have to message me when you order the curtains. Did you write
I know.
it on your list? What day are we ordering the curtains? Tomorrow. All right, now is the next step. If you have a planner, awesome. If not, just get like a piece of paper and put like, start with tomorrow. So like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm gonna show you guys my planner too. And as you guys like go back to work and like have more responsibilities and more children, like this is how I organize my life with this planner. So I have like all the hours on there and I have my goals and then I review it at the end. So the first thing you do is you want to add to your calendar anything that is time sensitive. So if you have work, put that in. If you have an appointment, like you have a doctor's appointment, if you have a child's activity, which you guys might not really have quite yet, or if you have a meeting, put those things on the list. Or maybe you have like a date, or maybe you're like meeting your friend or something like that. So put the things that are time sensitive with somebody else first on your calendar. Ooh.
I think I missed the question. Sorry. I was texting this mother's helper that's coming tomorrow.
So you're just putting like anything on your calendar that's like time sensitive.
Oh, okay.
So like work,
Yeah.
an appointment, like if JJ has like a activity or something, if you have like a meeting.
Yep.
You're working now, right?
No,
No? Okay.
nope. I'm staying home as long as I can. I'm actually starting up this side business with my
Yeah,
old
that's what I
CEO.
thought you were doing.
Yeah. And we have calls every single day. So I have work to do for that.
Yeah, so that stuff, like whenever you have the call with her, just put it down. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully it starts up soon.
Yeah, well, what's like stopping you from starting it up? You feel like,
We're both procrastinators.
yeah, so if we do this, you know,
Yeah, no, this
even
is.
too, like I can send this to her and then she can do it too.
Oh, I cannot. I feel like that would be like. So you're also like this, like kind of
Can I
putting it
set
on
it?
there.
Everyone procrastinates, Nicole.
I think I actually think I take the cake on procrastinating. I'm being really honest.
We do call me and Sean do call her and her husband the tardy.
tardies.
We're recording this.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, it was nothing inappropriate. It's just
No, we're called the tardies because we're always like running late.
Oh, you guys are the tardies.
And it's so funny because we're not running late because I don't run late for things because I take forever to get ready or whatever. I do exactly what I said I was doing before, where I over plan and I think I could get everything done, and I'll just like wait till the last minute and like
Right.
try to cram my day into 1 hour. You know what I like? And
Yeah.
I think that's so bad.
All right, so once you put something down, cross it off. And I'm gonna give you the next step now, and you can go back later and add in like if you have more appointments. But I think for you guys, you don't have like as many appointments right now in your lives, but you will. Okay, so now this is the biggest thing. Add in your rest time or your energy giving activities, because that's the thing that we think we have to like get everything done, and we don't have time to like rest or give ourselves anything. And then we get burnt out. Britt, you were talking about that earlier. So like, here are some things like sleep. I write in my calendar, like what time I'm going to bed. Exercise. Every week I put my exercise in my planner and I go on MindBody and I like sign up for my classes that I'm taking that week. Maybe you're not signing up on MindBody, maybe you're just going for a walk, like write that in your planner, or ask somebody if they want to go with you. Say, I'm going for a walk on Friday at 8. Do you want to come with me? And like make it an appointment.
Yeah, I like that.
Meditation is a really awesome energy giving activity. It's also so good when you have like little ones to just like give your brain a break. Craft or like hobby time. Nicole, I know you're like super creative. Like, are you being creative at all with your time? not JJ related, like with him, but like for you. Time with your family and friends. We just like watching Netflix. Like it doesn't have to be anything like that, like valuable, just like time for you to literally sit and do nothing. Journaling is a good energy giving activity, reading self-help books or podcasts, having time alone. Like, when is your husband home? Are you leaving and saying like, I need to be alone, like going in your room and shutting the door? Are you going outside? You know, like, are you doing those things? And you should try to do those things like once a day if you can. And I know with a baby, sleep is hard, you know, like that part is tricky, but are you doing everything you can to have a good night's sleep? Like, are you going to bed early? Because you know you have to wake up in the middle of the night, or you know you have to wake up early.
That's the hardest thing for me. And I've actually seen other moms on TikTok and stuff say this, because I wake up wicked early every single day, and by the end of the day, I'm so tired, but I need like, I love watching TV and I love having like just alone time, like watching The Bachelorette or something. So I literally will stay up, even though I'm so tired and I need to go to bed. I will stay up till like 10 or 11, just like watching TV or being on social media, just because it's the only
I do
time
the same thing.
I'm like free to do it.
There's no other time in your day that you can be alone.
Well, he takes 2 2-hour naps a day, but in that time period is when I'm like most active. So I either want to work out or do stuff around the house. And then I always have a call every single day during his second nap with my guy for a full hour. And that, like, I do have an extra hour, but we either run over on our call or like I just sit down after. Sometimes I do take a break, but I don't really watch.
What time does he wake up in the morning?
Between 6 and 7. Varies.
So what if you got up before he?
I really like appreciate sleeping in the morning. Like I need to.
Yeah, okay, so you're deciding to sleep more in the morning than at night. That's all.
Yeah. But I have less control over that. So that's another part of the issue is like, if I were to go, like last night, I actually went to sleep at 9:30. He woke up at 6 and I felt awesome today.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, which is more important to you? Like, think about if you did that every single day, except for maybe like, so I don't watch TV during the week, but on Friday night, I sit and I watch like 3 hours of Housewives. That's how I do it. But I go to bed early every single night and wake up early. And that's what gives me like the most energy.
Yeah, I might. It's just hard because like, I don't want to be like a granny going to sleep at like 9 or 9:30. Like I have a mental block on that. Like it really bothers me to go to bed that early.
Yeah.
And I'm not physically, like I'm tired, but I can stay awake and I want to. Like I want to watch TV and like I enjoy that so much, but then I'm so tired in the morning. Like I don't want to wake up.
Right.
It's such a battle. I don't know.
Maybe just try it for a week.
I did. And like last night I went to bed at 9:30 and I woke up at 6 and I was like, I'm wide awake with him.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And you did a lot today too.
I did a lot today. And I'm still energized. I mean, I'm tired, but.
Yeah. Well, just think about like when other time can I get this? Because it is so important to have alone time, but see if you can have it at a different time. Like
I didn't even think
home. When Sean's home, like on the weekends, like this is my time. I'm gonna sit and watch Netflix, and you're gonna play. You know.
True.
So, all right. Last step. Add every other task into your week. So now, Nicole, I want you to do the dishes first thing in the morning.
What?
So like the thing I don't like to do, I always do that first. Brit, order.
Oh, I see.
Order curtains first thing.
Yeah. That makes sense to do the thing you don't like to do first, because then it's just like out of the way, and then you have like, now you're not dreading it the most.
Right. That's right.
And you feel like more accomplished when you get the hardest thing done, and then you feel more confident and you're like, oh, actually, everything else is a breeze.
Yeah. And when you go back to work, like I always do the thing I don't want to do right when I get home from work too. So usually that's like make dinner. I don't like making dinner. So I just like start it right when I get home, even though it's early. So just put in the rest of the tasks that you have into your week. And like I said, just try to put the one that you don't want to do first. And make sure you cross it off on your list. So I'm gonna move on to the just like wrapping it up because I feel like you guys can do this part on your own, but I just wanted you to see like this is the process that I do every single week. And then just like moving forward, here are some things that you can do to kind of like continue with this in your life. So the first thing is each day, write down, read, and visualize your new thought about time. Write down the evidence of this thought. Look over your calendar each morning and evening and like do like the check off thing. Just kind of say like, okay, today I'm doing this, this, and this, and don't wait until the last minute to start it. Do it right away. Journal, reflect on how you did throughout the week. So like, think about like, I really was in control of my time here, or I procrastinated a bit too much here. And like, why did I do that? Like try to figure out what's the reason that you're procrastinating. Now this one's really big for both of you. I could hear you being hard on yourself. Like be easy on yourself when you do not follow your calendar perfectly. That's like the biggest thing because you're not going to. You have babies. Like they're a lot more in control than you are. So if like they need something, you're gonna go to them. And don't be hard on yourself because you didn't get something done. Like you're doing the most important thing by taking care of your kids, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one, set aside a time each week to do this same activity. So decide if you're planning too much or too little and adjust as needed. So like, Britt, I can see you plan, like trying to be like, I'm going to get it all done and put like all the things in your calendar to be perfect. But then you're going to see that you're burnt out. So like really try to find that balance. And it is hard. It was hard for me to find it. It took me a while. So yeah, so those are some things you can do. I definitely recommend like getting a planner or like having something in your computer, especially like Britt, when you go back to work. Nicole, you're trying to like start a side hustle, like have a calendar and just follow it as best you can, but have this one time a week that you plan out your week.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest advice. So.
Yeah, it's great. I think that's really helpful. I used to do this with work, but
yeah,
as now that I'm like a stay-at-home mom, it shouldn't have been different, but I don't know, because like it would be better for me to even have like my appointments in the calendar. Like
yeah,
I do put it in my phone like Britt does, but I like to visually see it too.
me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions?
No, I think one funny comment I have to say, like, I might also just not, because like sometimes this is so pathetic, but I'll put like a random task in there that I know, like I'll be like paint nails. And I'll be like, oh, crossed off.
No, that's actually a good point. Like I don't make time for myself anymore. Like
Yeah.
I used to paint my nails all the time and like do facials and like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like shower.
Yeah, you write that in your planner every day, shower.
It was like a mental thing where I saw, like I put it down because I know I would do it and cross it off. And I'm like, oh, cross that one off. I'm like, well, that's the start.
That's actually a good idea though, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
start.
and it was literally mentally like oh, well, I did that one thing. Now you could do the rest. And it was just like, what? No, my husband's like, now you could take a break.
Take a nap, paint my nails.
I painted my nails. No, but I don't know, just like little things that are easier in the mix so that you're not like, everything is not so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to talk like one-on-one and I can help you with whatever, like Britt, even just like going back to work and like balancing everything too, just reach out, and Nicole has my stuff that I'm happy to just like have a conversation just so you like can change perspectives a little bit and like feel better about it, you know?
I think me and Nicole are similar in the sense that like I operate better when my life is chaotic.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay? But when I'm like, I have all this free time is when I get nothing done.
Right.
Like if I have chaos going on and I'm like busy with
thrive.
work and this and that, I am so organized. But when I'm like, oh, I have all the time in the world, that's when you need to be the most organized because you don't have as much structure. You know, you don't like
Yeah.
necessarily need to make structure in your day that you have to force it.
Right.
So,
I know. I totally get that.
yeah.
Well, thank you for coming,
Thank-
gals.
Yeah. Thank you so much